You thought that Game 7 would be the exhale, that after the draft, the NBA might take a little breath? Oh, no. This is the league that never sleeps. Welcome to the NBA Today Free Agency Special, your 2-hour front row seat to the frenzy. The deal floodgates, they opened about an hour ago, and if your phone's been vibrating nonstop, it's probably this guy. Notifications from our senior insider, Shams Charania, because he's been busy. So far, there have been over $1 billion in deals and contracts that have been given out this offseason, with more to come. But what are the impact of all of those deals? That sounds like a job for Mr. Money Moves, Mr. Bobby Marks. We'll be sorting through everything from the sneaky to the seismic. And speaking of seismic, have you guys ever heard anything about a guy named LeBron James? Well, let's just say a certain statement has captured the entire basketball world's attention. Checking the map, doing the math. Our quartet of California-based reporters texting their sources to bring us up-to-the-minute insight. We're going to get to all of that with our senior writer, Brian Windhorst, our analyst, Tim Legler, Udonis Haslam. I'm Malika Andrews. Let's sit back, get comfortable, and take it in. NBA free agency 2025 has begun. Brian, if you were to describe it in one word so far, what would that be?
Expensive.
Expensive, and we're only about an hour in, so I have a feeling it's going to get a little bit pricier from here. Let's start with the busiest person in the league, our senior insider, Shams Charania. Shams, as I have been walking through the studio, my phone has been vibrating with your reporting, with your updates here. What do you got for us?
Yeah, I have some news for you guys. Free agent guard D'Angelo Russell has agreed to a 2-year, $13 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks. Sources tell ESPN. Co-heads of CA basketball, Aaron Mintz, Austin Brown, reached an agreement, as well as the Mavericks officials here tonight. So this gives Dallas a stopgap at point guard. He's going to have a significant role, especially when Kyrie Irving will miss at least half of the upcoming NBA season. So D'Angelo Russell going to the Mavericks, 2 years, $13 million.
D'Angelo Russell to the Dallas Mavericks. Legs, what do you think of this?
Well, first of all, I think that's a bargain of $6.5 million a year. Really, D'Angelo Russell still can score. And I think for me, he said stopgap. That's a good word. I just look at it as a solution to the Kyrie Irving problem. We don't know when we're going to see Kyrie Irving again, but they still have Anthony Davis. They brought in Cooper Flagg. This is a team that wants to get out of the gate. They don't want to be buried behind a bunch of teams in the West. To me, D'Angelo Russell's about as good as you're going to get on the market right now, and that's obviously a great number.
I mean, with Kyrie being out, you get a guy who averaged 18 points a game 2 years ago, about 17 points a game the year before, and then last year had a down year. So this is a guy who can definitely score, struggles to defend, but you have those wing defenders. You have those Najee Marshalls. You have those Cooper Flaggs, those Caleb Martins. You have AD, so you have guys that can cover that. I love this move for them.
There's not a ton of free agent dollars on the market now. There's 2 teams that have significant space. That's Brooklyn and Detroit. So some of these free agents are going to have to take maybe a little bit of a pay cut. Certainly this is the case for D'Angelo Russell. So if you're going to take a pay cut, pick a spot where you have a really good fit, and that's the case here. He's going to walk into a starting job, have a big role for a team that figures on being a Western Conference contender if Kyrie Irving can get healthy later in the season.
The Dallas Mavericks have had a really interesting sort of offseason even so far, adding Cooper Flagg as well.
Yeah, if you look at Dallas, they are probably one of the most upwardly mobile teams in the whole league because they get Cooper Flagg, who we all think is going to be an impact player. They've got Anthony Davis coming back healthy this fall, and they've got a really good set of role players that they can either use or use in additional trades coming forward in the offseason.
I was hoping we were going to be going back to Shams now, but the way that this free agency goes, he's already off to the races. He's working on something right now. Usually, Brian, we don't start our free agency shows with a player opting into a player option. But this isn't just any player. It is LeBron James. He exercised his $52.6 million option. But this is what caught everyone's attention. It's what his agent, Rich Paul, told our Shams Charania. Quote, LeBron wants to compete for a championship. Brian, you said this well on the Hoop Collective podcast. Okay, fine. Yes, of course he does. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. Okay, that makes sense. He understands that, but, and that is a big but, he values a realistic chance at winning it all. We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jeannie and Rob and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career. That but holds a lot of weight there, Brian.
Yeah, so he opted into his contract, so he's committed to returning to the Lakers. He has a no-trade clause, which he can not only control where he would go, but who he would get traded for, which makes any sort of LeBron trade unlikely. Not impossible, but unlikely. So really what Rich is saying here is LeBron would like to see the Lakers get off to a very good start in free agency. And I'm going to be honest with you, there's been a couple of transactions out of the gate, and the Lakers have lost a player and replaced him with a player.
About Dorian Finney-Smith.
That's right. Dorian Finney-Smith is, according to Shams, is going to leave the Lakers. He was a really big acquisition last winter. He's going to sign with Houston on a 4-year deal, leaving the Lakers. And they have, according to Shams, replaced him with Jake LaRavia, a younger player, less accomplished, another 6'8" wing who will fill in the role, but again, less accomplished. Maybe it'll end up being a great signing, but if you're LeBron, who's talking about whether the Lakers are going championship moves, this isn't a move that's going to make you feel super great just yet. It's just the beginning. We're an hour in.
I personally don't think he's going anywhere. I never really thought that he was. The interesting thing about this was, typically in this situation, a guy would say, I'm opting in because this situation gives me the best chance to win a championship. He opted in, and then immediately the language was like, but are they going to do enough to make sure I have a chance to compete for a championship? I think LeBron James made a decision a long time ago to go to LA. It had more to do than just basketball. He's settled there. That's where he wants to be. I think that's where he's going to finish his career. And look, by the way, you still do have Luka Doncic next to you, and I know they only had half a year ago. It didn't work out the way they wanted. You've got one of the best players in the NBA next to you now with a full season to hopefully get some things done in LA.
He's not going anywhere. Like, I will tell you this straight up, first of all. I know LeBron James. This is LeBron James flexing his muscle. This is LeBron James using what he has as a superstar to hold the organization accountable. As a player, we are held accountable. When we don't win, there is a conversation with us about winning. As a player, when you get to the level that LeBron James has gotten to, or you won as many championships, you have the right to have a conversation with the upstairs about what it takes to win. I think there needs to be a collaboration on where we're going, what we need to win, but also on the other side, we have a young superstar who also is the future of this organization. There's two sides to this, but LeBron is not wrong. He only has a few more years, and in those few more years, he needs to be put in a situation to win.
How many times before, Brian? 8 times, 9 times has LeBron been in a situation where he has the opportunity to opt into a contract? And basically every other time, he's opted out, he's restructured. There's been something that has happened that's more than just opt into a deal. That's also curious.
This is where it is different. He has had player options in his last 8 contracts, dating back to 2006 when he signed his first extension. He has never used them. He has always opted out of the contract. 3 times he switched teams. And then, the other times he signed new contracts. In fact, that's happened twice with the Lakers. In this case, he opted into his contract. So for the first time in 23 seasons, Malika, LeBron is on an expiring contract. For the first time in 23 seasons, he will start a season where he is not the franchise player.
And of course, that also brings up questions about how long LeBron James wants to continue to play, because he is going